Today we're going to be looking at thumbnails and how to create them. Here's the description of the assignment. Create a web page that has a number of thumbnails of a set of 10 pictures. All the thumbnails must be the same height and should be placed in a row at the top of the web page. When you click on the thumbnail, the link should take you directly to the full-size version of the photo. And the hint is we're going to make hyperlinks out of the images themselves. So we're going to click on the image. It'll take us to a bigger version of the image. So how do you go about doing that? I'm going to do pictures of guitar since I play guitar. Google Images, and I'm looking just for cool guitar images to include on my site. So for example, I'm just going to grab two. Maybe we'll get the standard Fender guitar. Take a look at this picture. So usually I just do a view image and then I right click on it. Where I'm going to be working on this stuff. I just do it here for now. You can shorten these so they're not so long. I'm just going to leave them there, but yeah, if you want to shorten the name of the picture, you can do that. We'll save that one, and then perhaps this one here. It's a nice looking guitar. Take a look at the image, and we'll save that one too. I have a couple of images. Now you're going to have to do 10, but we're going to do just these two. Next, let's create our web page then. Again, I'm using Notepad++. So, let me bring that up. I have it on my laptop. Here I'm going to take a look at using my skeleton as a starting point. So let me save that now that I have it, and I'm going to call this one perhaps just call it guitars, and we'll make that an HTML page. Cool. So just doing the preliminary things. Here's the body. And here we want to put in our first thumbnail. But right now our pictures are too big. If we put it in here, let's just do that. Image source. So perhaps I make a subfolder here. Just call it images. And I'll put the guitar images in there. Yeah, all looks good. Alright, so looking at that folder then, well, let me just grab that first file name. And going back to our web page, we're going to put that as our image source. And we'll just close it off like that. See what that looks like. Save it. Take a look at that location. We'll open up this and see what it looks like. It was there for a second. Suddenly it disappeared. Interesting. Take a look at our source. See what I did wrong. Yeah, so what I did wrong was I didn't put my images subdirectory in there. Let's try that. Yeah, so that works. But again, for a thumbnail, this is going to be way too big. We need to make it a bit smaller. Also, I think I want to turn them so that they're facing upward or something like that. So how do you go about making changes to the picture? First, perhaps first we need to open this up in a photo editor application. So let's go into the images and grab this one. We want to make a smaller version of it. So I'd probably open it with Paint. I mean, you can use Photoshop, but we're just doing simple things here. So Paint's kind of a little bit easier to use. Alright, so I'm not going to rotate them, but at least I'm going to make them smaller. What you can do is you can change the size of the picture. And say we want to shrink it down so that we want all the heights to be the same. So maybe we set the height to 100. It's not scaling it. So we'll do it by pixels. And we'll set the vertical height to 100. Horizontal still pretty big. So maybe 75. Let's try that. Picture gets smaller, which is nice. What we're going to do is save it. Try to keep the same data type. So we'll do that. This time we're going to say this will be the small version of the picture. So let me do that. I'm going to change it to small. So now we have we'll have two images, one that's big and one that's small. Maybe do that with the other one as well, but I'll just work with this first one. So then on our page where we want to show the image, we want to do the small version. So I'm going to replace that with the small version. We'll take a look at see how that looks. So I'll save that. And we'll go back to the web page here. Hit F5. And now I have the first picture kind of in a smaller form. What we want to happen though is when we click on the picture, it takes us to the full-size version of the picture. And you can do that pretty simply. Let's go back to the code and take a look. So we're going to wrap this image tag with an href. So first an anchor and then href. What we're going to do is we're going to set it to the larger version of the picture. That's where we're going to go. And we don't even have to create a web page. We can just send the browser the picture and the browser will just show the picture. So here we say images, and then we want to go get that file name again, a big long one. Grab that, and we'll put it here. So that's our beginning of our A tag, and then we just wrap that A around the picture. And we'll see what happens when we do that. So we're just turning our picture then into a clickable link. We'll save that and we'll take a look at it in the browser. If I refresh the screen, no difference there, but when I click on it, it crashes. Let's find out why. Yeah, I have the images folder in there twice. So we click on it and it brings us to a larger version of the picture. So again, just to review, we went in here, we made a small version of the picture, so we use that as the image for the page, and then we wrap a hyperlink tag around the image, and this time we set the href to the location where the larger version of the image exists, and that'll take us to that page. And actually it's not a page, it's not just the page, it'll take us just to the picture. There's no web page there, which is nice. So just fixing a few problems. Here, first image comes up, and now here's the second one. Let's look at what I did to do that. So here we have the smaller image, and then we wrap it with a href to the larger image. That one seemed to work. And so same deal, you have the small image on the web page, and then when they click on it, you want to go to this larger version of the same image. So that's the setup. The files then need to be here. I've got the main guitar page and then the images. I'm going to save all this and close it. And maybe look at the calendar to see what the assignment number is, and make a folder for that, and then drag the images and the guitar page into that when you got that ready. Anything else I need to look at? I think that's it. Thanks.